Hey, this is James with PSP Kingston, fitness and sports instructor, coming at you with another workout of the day. Just a quick reminder before we get started into talking through the session. If you do think you have any kind of injuries or anything occurs during this session or any of the other sessions, just make sure you get it checked out with a medical professional, make sure it's nothing too serious. And if you are a CAF member, just make sure to fill out a CF98. Moving into today's workout of the day, on another body weight session here. So for today's session, we're going to use an AMRAP. As many rounds as possible, moving through at your pace to try and maximize the number of rounds you can in the time frame. Time frame we're going to be going with is 20 minutes. So this 20-minute AMRAP is actually going to be based off something that was posted before in a very common body weight workout. Cindy, we posted this one before. Cindy, 20 minutes, as many rounds as possible of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats. So what we're going to be doing today, same time parameter of 20 minutes, same variable, as many rounds as possible, trying to maximize the number of rounds in that time. But we're going to go with a little bit of a different rep scheme. So we're going to be doing 3 pull-ups or chin-ups, 7 push-ups, and 11 air squats. So those numbers do kind of seem a little bit funky, but actually what those are is that represents roughly 75% of your reps you'd be performing on a standard Cindy workout. So what that means is you should be able to get a few more extra rounds out in that time frame, namely because there's not going to be as much of that localized muscular fatigue, and because you're going to be able to move a little bit faster through those and accumulate a little bit less general fatigue as well as you move through. So again, 3, 7, 11 is the number you're working with, as many rounds as you can in that 20 minutes. We're going to go through a quick little demonstration of our 3 movements. So our first exercise, pull-ups or chin-ups. Quick little demo here on the wall-mounted pull-up station behind. So there's your 3 reps on your pull-up. With the pull-up or chin-up, just make sure you keep that core nice and engaged, keep that midline nice and strong, keep yourself from swinging, pulling through the underarm portion and trying to pull that elbow down into the rib cage rather than pulling with the hands and trying to just bring that chin up to the bar. Focus more on bringing that whole body up, the chest towards the bar. For the pull-ups, chin-ups, again, perfect setup here with the wall-mounted chin-up station. Might not have that at home set up, so you might have to get a little bit creative if you want to try and get into that pull-up or chin-up option. So again, sturdy door frame, if you have some sort of I-beam in your garage, if you want to try and mount up something in your house that you're able to do those chin-ups on, outdoor play gym in your backyard maybe. Make sure it's sturdy enough though, give it a couple test tries before you jump into a workout, make sure it's not going to come down on you at any point in time. The alternative exercise for the pull-up or chin-up would be single arm row. 2 reasons. 1, if you just don't have the setup at home to be able to do those pull-up chin-ups, that's fine. Use the single arm row option. And the secondary reason would be if you are not able to do pull-ups or chin-ups, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't have the capability, with Cindy especially, you'd probably want to be able to do 8 to 10 really good reps as like a 1 set max out. If you're able to do that, this would be a good workout for it. If you're a little bit below that number, this might be a challenge. The stimulus might not be quite there because it'll take you a little bit of time to move those pull-ups or chin-ups. So single arm row might be a good alternative option for you. If you're going to do the single arm row, make sure it's an object that you know the weight of if you can, and make sure that it has a significant amount of weight. So this should be something that would elicit a max out somewhere at least in like that 15 to 20 rep range. If you're way over that, it's going to be probably a little bit too light. You want to try and find something heavier. So quick demo on our single arm row. So for the single arm row, we're using the sandbag here with a handle. This would be very similar to some sort of backpack or duffel bag that would be tied up and filled with objects. So you can fill it with play sand, if you have any maybe weights, rocks, rice. So something of that sort that you know is going to be stable enough, that can also handle in the weight. And again, try and weight if you can so you have an idea of the number that you're working with that single arm row. So from this position here, just the split stance, little bend in the front knee. You can use that arm to pivot off that front foot. Arm extended. Make sure you keep that chest up, nice and tall, no collapse forward. And then from here, just drive that elbow up, back, pulling that hand in towards the rib cage. So there's a quick little demo on the single arm row. Second exercise for this workout, we're going to be working with the push-up. So quick demo on the push-up. So there's your 7 reps on the push-up. So a couple of things on the push-up. Hands should be roughly just outside of shoulder width. That's usually what's most comfortable for most people. Try and keep those elbows tucked in a little bit. Don't let them splay out too far. A little healthier on the shoulder. Keep that midline nice and strong. Keep yourself moving as one unit. So trying to keep yourself from getting the hips sagging or popping up too fast at the top. Also focus on getting a good range of motion on the push-up. A lot of people tend to cut them a little bit short. Try and get as low down as you can. If you can go chest to deck, touching the chest to the floor, that's great. And then nice full extension at the top through the elbow on every rep. So with the pull-up or with the push-ups, that was 7 reps that you saw, and the standard Cindy is 10 reps. But if you would be struggling to get those 10 reps with the Cindy or any of those other exercises, again, the stimulus might not be quite there, what we're kind of aiming for. So with the push-up exercise for this and some of the other workouts, you probably want to be looking at about a 15 to 20 rep max again. So again, if you are struggling to get those 15 to 20 reps in a single set, that's fine. The very easy alternative to that would just be to elevate your hands or putting your hands into an elevated position higher than your feet, pushing off of a bench, a side table, stairs, a chair. Use the same objects every time so that the angle stays the same. Find something there where you're a little bit closer to that 15 repetition max mark for a single set, and then you can use that option. Just make it a little bit easier and to get that right stimulus. Our last exercise, we've got the air squat. So quick demo on the air squat. So on the demo of the air squat there, just the key things, feet roughly shoulder, hip width apart, kind of have to figure that one out, see what's most comfortable for you. Some people like a little wider, a little more narrow. Most people like a little bit of a toe out splay, so toes just turned out a little bit. Some people can go toes forward, so whatever's most comfortable for you, as long as the toes don't splay too far. Key thing if you do splay the toes, just make sure you track your knee over top of your foot and don't let it drop in on the inside or the instep of the foot. Pushing through the heel or the midfoot portion kind of keeps the stimulus in the right area in terms of the leg musculature. Keep that spine nice and tall, long, and straight as you go through. Don't let yourself round. Keep that chest up and pulled back. And a lot of times you hear the cue, push the hips back. Sometimes it puts you in a weird position. So with this one, think of pushing the knees back while also pushing the hips back while also bending the knees. Do that simultaneously to try and drop down instead of swaying too far back with that squat position. So there was our air squat demo. Air squats, not really too much to say, especially with the rep range here for scaling. Everyone's gonna be able to hit these numbers. So just move through on the air squat with that RX version right there. As you also saw though with the demo, hands behind the head in that prisoner position is an alternative option that you can use. If you want to go hands out front, you can. Putting the hands behind the head just stimulates the midline a little bit more in terms of keeping those positions. So that's just a little bit of an extra piece on that one there. So again, we're hitting those 75% numbers of that standard Cindy with our 3 pull-ups or chin-ups or subbing for that single arm row, 7 push-ups, and 11 air squats. You're going for 20 minutes. You're trying to get as many rounds in as you can, moving through at your pace. So again, if you need a break or pause, you do, but the goal on this one is to move and get as many in as you can. One thing to say is if you haven't done the standard Cindy, the 20-minute AMRAP with the 5, 10, and 15, I would suggest maybe give that one a shot first. So you have a target number to shoot for, and let's say you got 15 rounds on that 20-minute AMRAP. with this 75% with the same time frame, you should be able to get at least those 15 for sure, and then if not more, probably pushing into that 20 to 22 range. So you want to add some rounds and push yourself a little bit harder to get those extra rounds in. So if you want a little bit more of a detailed description to read through it again or anything, just take a look below. There's a written up description in the caption section below the video here. And take a look at all the social media channels. Give us a like, give us a follow. We have PSP Kingston Instagram, PSP Kingston Facebook, and PSP Kingston YouTube page. On the YouTube channel, this is where you're going to find all of the video libraries with all of the past workout of the days. You can kind of sort through and take a look at some of the other content that's on there. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything of that sort, make sure you hit us up in the comments sections on any of those social media channels. We'll get back to you with an answer. And if you do one of the workouts, let us know what you think if you have any comments with that. And follow along on all those channels as we move forward.
PSP Kingston, the health and wellness provider for the military community.